So Henry, thank you for sitting down with us this evening. Just curious, as a beginning, I'd just like to find out your two sort of loves, if you like, are film and BMX. Can I ask which came first?
It was BMX, like over about 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
And it was just a way that I could start to get outside, do some tricks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then naturally, as you're BMXing, you want to show off to your friends all the cool tricks you're doing. So we started to film each other. And then we started to pull these edits together.
Oh, okay.
So over the summer, in between school holidays, we'd then create a bunch of edits.
Ah, right, I see. As a filmmaker, because that is sort of your main occupation, if you like, sort of who do you regard as sort of your personal inspirations, if you like, in terms of when it came to be, I want to be a filmmaker, I want to be just like so-and-so. Who would so-and-so be in that scenario?
Well, I knew you were going to ask me this, but I was supposed to research it and I completely forgot. But off the cuff, I think, because Danny McCaskill's released his new video, it's Stu Thompson,
right,
is one of the guys that I'm really interested in what he does. Because him and Danny sort of started together, at least I think that's what happened. And naturally they grew together, and Stu is now creating these really interesting films. Sort of the extreme sports kind of films, which I really like. And then it's more sort of brands, I think, that I'm interested in rather than people. So like the North Face are releasing a lot of sort of extreme sports films at the moment, a lot of climbing, and Red Bull. I've always been a fan of the Red Bull films because they always have that high production value. I have thought of one. Ryan Hallett.
Okay.
He's one of my friends from back in Plymouth when I used to live in Plymouth, and he was always the next level with filming BMX and mountain biking, and he still is to this day. It's just, I feel like I'm catching up to him, and then he releases a new film, and I'm like, for God's sake,
keep moving the goalpost.
Exactly.
So you mentioned climbing just then. So is BMX not the limit for you? Is it, all manner of sort of what's regarded as extreme sports, or do you just sort of stick to your ballpark of BMXing?
I used to. BMX was like the only thing I was interested in.
Right.
But I feel like now that I'm sort of getting older and more mature, and there's not as many people to go out riding with anymore. Now that I've moved over to pool, I'm sort of starting to get interested in a lot of other extreme sports. Okay. So I've started mountain biking a lot more. I would like to get into climbing and kayaking. Failing that, I'll find some interesting people to film.
This is the beauty of our craft, really. As a filmmaker, what was your first job in the industry? How did you sort of go about entering?
Well, I was at uni for 3 years. And then when I came out of uni, it was that kind of like, am I going to get a real job in the industry that I studied for 3 years and spent all that money towards? And I ended up working, sort of doing some work experience at a local company in Plymouth called Silverstream TV. But it was over the summer when they were quiet, so they didn't quite have a job for me. But luckily, a producer for a feature film called up, and they needed a data wrangler on set. So I ended up working on a feature film near enough straight out of university.
Nice.
And I spent 3 weeks working on set as a data wrangler. And then when they finished shooting, I then went to the director's house with the editor to be the editor's assistant while they were in post-production.
That's amazing, that's excellent.
A couple of visual effects shots in there myself as well.
Nice. Good.
And then after that, I then ended up returning to Silverstream and working there for 4 years.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's amazing. So when you were training, when you were at uni, did you already find that you had a preference for being behind the scenes as opposed to being on camera? Had you already discovered that that was what you wanted to do, or did that sort of come later over the course of your training or after you entered the industry?
I think the only time I ever wanted to be in front of camera was when I was doing the BMXing tricks, because then I could show off the BMX skills. But at university it was more sort of, you got to learn each section of the craft. So you'd learn camera, you'd learn the sound, you'd learn the editing. And it wasn't until I went to Silverstream where I discovered that it was definitely more editing that I was interested in, with camera being my second sort of interest.
Right, I see.